it's Maureen Legas here with your 21 Days 2016 series. And today it's day 22, so it's our bonus day. And we have a really great video planned for today. I think everyone will get a lot out of it. It's a little longer than our normal video, but the information in it is important in our business, the way we run our businesses today. So today's video is going to be a comparison of Facebook Live, Google Hangouts, Twitter, Periscope, and GoToWebinar. So a lot of information coming your way. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a slide with links from the video information that was discussed. Now, our producer of the video today is someone I think a lot of you know, John Poley out of Austin, Texas. John was on the staff at KWRI and now runs his own business. He is responsible for the Craigslist Challenge years ago. He won the Mobile Download Challenge for KW, receiving, I think it was 20,000 or 21,000 downloads in a couple of month period. Anyway, John is going to compare these live tools, these video tools that we can use, and then again at the end I'll put up the page of links that John used during his presentation. All right, so let's get started.
20 minutes is 4 different platforms for video broadcast that you may want to use in your real estate business. I'm going to go ahead and show you which 4 I'll be covering today as one of the bonus videos for the 21 days of Christmas. We're going to cover Facebook Live. We're going to cover Periscope. That's the live streaming part of Twitter. We're going to cover Google Hangouts and GoToWebinar. Before I get too far in, really the reason you want to look at this is a study done by the National Association of Realtors that says that 88% of consumers want to see more video when it comes to searching for real estate. That includes you as real estate agents getting on camera or finding creative ways to produce more videos. That same study by National Association of Realtors says only 12% of us are actually using video in our business. So there's a big gap there. There's no doubt in my mind that 2017, the way technology has advanced, there's at the end of the year, going into 2018, there will really be 2 groups of agents. Those that got brave, got in front of the camera, started producing videos, are going to connect at such a higher level when it comes to internet lead generation than the real estate agents that say, well, maybe I'll get to it next month or at the end of the year after the busy season. Now is a time for you to practice and jump online with this. Let me go ahead. I have some questions I'm going to answer, and I think this will help guide the presentation today. I actually have 5 questions on these 4 different platforms. So we're going to have about 20 short answers here. And what you're seeing right now, this is actually a Facebook Live broadcast. So let me pull up my screen here. Believe it or not, this is actually a Facebook Live broadcast. And I'm able to show my desktop screen. I'm going to show some additional things that I can do while I am live streaming on Facebook. So you're seeing a real life example of one of these 4 platforms. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the questions that came in. Is there a time limit for these videos? On any of these platforms, Periscope included, there's no longer a time limit for all practical purposes. I see very few agents or teams having a reason to speak for longer than an hour. You also got to ask yourself, what is the attention span of my audience per platform? Twitter is very fast. It was known for being 60 characters or less. Those videos tend to be shorter. Facebook, it depends. If you're going to do a lot of Facebook videos, you want to advertise in advance what the topic is, and that's basically permission to go a little bit longer. But for just status updates, keep the videos short across platforms. But if you do have a topic that you're going to speak longer, just be sure to promote it as what that topic is. Be respectful of everyone's time. And one tip for the Facebook Lives that you do, one thing that I like to do, and I also teach, is Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising right now will show videos that you originally recorded as Facebook Live, as long as they're under 1 hour. So keep that in mind. What recording device can you use? For most of you, it's a iPhone or an Android, and all of the above. You can do it from mobile devices. For the purpose of this training, a mobile device would be a tablet or a smartphone. I'm not talking about laptop computers. That's actually a different category. But when I say mobile device, I'm talking about cell phone or tablet or iPad. The things that you may want to consider are most of these videos that you're taking where you're holding the phone or built-in camera on your iPad or your iPhone. Try to stabilize it. You can have a tripod. I actually prefer, and this will fit any of your smartphones. It's called the Stable Cam. After this video, wherever this video is, I'll post a link to this. But basically, this is a device that will hold your camera so that I don't know if you can see that picture there. But basically, it holds your camera, and it decreases the shakiness of your videos. So real estate agents especially, if you're doing these videos at an open house or to preview a new home coming on the market, I think it makes sense to buy something like this. It's less than $100, and use this stand that will actually steady the video. Now, this was not one of the questions that came up, but one thing that I like about the Google Hangout and videos is you can later go back and edit them through the Google editing software, and you can take away the shakiness on the video. None of the other platforms I'm talking about today have that ability. With Facebook, I do have a workaround. As you can see, this is a Facebook Live, and I'm actually doing this from my desktop computer. So for everybody else, there's no way to do Facebook Live from a desktop computer. But I wrote the instructions for you, and you can download the free book at FB, as in Facebook, fbcasting.com. And it shows you how to do what I'm doing, which is broadcast from a desktop computer. Reason I prefer this myself is because there's no wind noise, there is no shakiness to the video camera, and what you're going to see at the end of this presentation is I actually have a full studio. I have a green screen where I can replace the background. I have multiple video camera angles, and it's basically a full studio, a full room of my office that I've dedicated to creating videos. Now with Twitter, they have the Periscope app that's been out for a few years. Twitter finally bought that last year in 2015, and it runs seamlessly through Twitter. So to record on Twitter, which by the way is only on mobile phones or tablets or iPads, it is 100% mobile device. You cannot do it on a laptop. 100% mobile device. They have a partnership with GoPro Hero. Some of the newer models, I believe the GoPro 4, you can actually stream from your iPhone via the GoPro and stream that way, and I believe they have that coming out to Android devices also. The Google Hangout is basically anywhere that you can connect to Google Apps, so any device. So that is one big advantage for Google. But remember, I have the workaround for you Facebook people with that book at fbcasting.com. Let me give you a preview of that book. You can download the book at fbcasting.com, and I walk you through everything you need to know about broadcasting on Facebook, including the new chapter that I am almost done writing on how to set up this whole desktop experience where you're actually broadcasting on something that you normally couldn't broadcast on through a free software program. But I'll save the technical details for the book because I've already written about it. As you can see, there's lots of pictures in this book. But you can take this software, it works on PC, it works on a Mac computer, 100% free, and you can do some pretty cool effects. Like I have a second screen, a second video set up in my office where I can, basically what you're seeing there, that's a green screen, and I can have different backgrounds that I run through. Now, I don't know that I have enough time on this short video, but you can see if I walked over there, I could shoot with that professional background. I could do a image background. I could have something more fun, a little, animation. But for the purpose of this short video, I'm not going to get into that part yet. But if you want to get that advanced, that's the latest chapter that I'm writing in this book. So the main thing is, to get more on the Facebook things, just go to fbcasting.com and download that free book there. Okay, back to the Q&A. With GoToWebinar, I'm personally a fan of GoToWebinar. I've hosted over 1,200 GoToWebinar meetings in, I'd say, the last 5 years, and it definitely has a place. It's not connected to a social media site. That can be a good thing and a negative as well. I'll save that discussion, the best and the worst of each platform, later on. But as long as you have an app and a subscription to GoToWebinar, you can even host the webinar from your smartphone, which is pretty cool. They have some new features that they've added. I'll save that till the end today. Let's talk about money. You got a shoestring budget. Facebook is probably a good one for you to use. It's absolutely free. Actually, everything but GoToWebinar is 100% free. But even the most advanced studio, like I have here, very inexpensive, and even the software that I'm using right now to power this, where I can switch to different cameras, go back and forth. All of this is basically free. Now, I do have extra things that I set up in my studio, some professional lighting, a green screen background, but you can start slow and you can start free. And if you're looking at, okay, I only have enough time to do one of these, Facebook is right there. It is one of the most inexpensive even with some of the advanced things that I have here in this office. No matter what you're doing, if you're going to broadcast from the mobile device, I mentioned the StableCam earlier, and basically that is not a camera. It basically holds your smartphone with a device that reduces shakiness. That is a must-have for any broadcaster that wants to reduce that. And I know you have all seen this on Facebook, that someone's holding a camera, and it's very shaky. That can be greatly reduced while you're broadcasting. People are not going to stick around to watch a shaky video. But if you can reduce that, it's going to help tremendously. And I do want to, let me say real quick on Facebook, it's not one of the questions that I had, but when you get to doing Facebook Live, the strangest thing Facebook has come up with, and I think their programmers made a mistake. When you're doing a Facebook Live, and I have it detailed in the the FBcasting.com book, it would be normal, you would think, to go to Facebook, go to your status update, and click the broadcast button, and talk to the camera so you can see the interaction, the questions coming in from anyone watching your video, so you could interact. But Facebook, for whatever reason, they have made it to where it's the camera on the back of the phone that you have to hold up. And that's true on the iPad also. Hopefully in 2017, Mark Zuckerberg will get my support request and fix that issue. It's a very simple fix. It'll only take a programmer maybe 4 hours to fix that. But here's the deal. Every Facebook Live that you do from a mobile device, if you're not using the camera on the back of it, which means you're also not able to interact with your audience, you can film it this way. But it's going to turn, if you got writing on your shirt, it's going to turn everything backwards. That's just a quick tip. And again, I've sent messages to Mark Zuckerberg. I hope he sees it, because it would only take 4 hours for one programmer to fix this for 1 billion people. All right. So that's my advice for Facebook. Now with GoToWebinar, with Google Hangouts. The challenge with Google Hangouts is getting a big audience, because basically you set up the Google Hangout, you get the link for it, but then there's really not a promotional or registration or any of those things. And the Google social network is really nothing compared to the Facebook social network. So there's a good chance that unless you're a great promoter, you're not going to get a lot of people on your Google Hangout. There is one fix for that. I have used the software since it was created, called Webinar Jam, and it basically takes all the GoToWebinar aspects, the scheduling, the registration, the reminders that go out before you go live. All of that happens with Webinar Jam. And I don't know what their current price is, but it is a product that I've used for the past 4 years since they invented it. And it is a pretty neat software that sits on top of Google Hangout, and it makes that more of a lead generation device. Facebook Live, I'm not worried so much about registrations, because I can see the comments coming in, I can see who liked the video, and it's the #1 social network. You can't go wrong with Facebook. But if you are going to use Google Hangout, you really need to have some method to gain registrations so that you can send out notifications when you go live. One thing I like about the Facebook Live is that it will automatically send out notifications to your friends. And actually, those of you watching this right now, notice in the little arrow in the drop down where you're watching this video, you can say, notify me when Ask Polly does another video. Go ahead and select that. That's kind of your audience generation for your future videos. Always encourage them when you're filming a video on how they can get more of that content. So if you are watching this live, or actually I believe now is an archive, just above the right corner where this video is, click get notifications for future videos from Ask Polly, and that will help you be notified of future tips like this. GoToWebinar, the cost has come down dramatically since I started using them in 2010. Now you can get accounts that are under $100 a month. The reason I like GoToWebinar, if you're doing cross-country selling, you have relocations coming in, it's kind of a non-social media platform to host webinars. And a couple things that they've done that are really cool. Previously, up until about 3 months ago, they did not include video in the GoToWebinar as part of the archive. So basically, if you're talking to someone or video is a part of your presentation, the archive would never show video. That was a change that they made around September of 2016, which makes it even better. It has similar aspects to what I'm showing you on Facebook, where I can switch to only video, or I can switch and show my screen. And again, what I'm showing you on this Facebook Live, this is pretty advanced stuff, but I do have that book, fbcasting.com, that walks you through the setup. That doesn't cost money, and that money is, if you're going to use GoToWebinar, $100. You can have 100 attendees. You also get a free GoToMeeting account, and that's pretty useful too. In fact, on my websites, I have a GoToMeeting button, and when I'm talking to someone and maybe we have some visual aspects, I'm building a website or I'm going through a Facebook advertisement that I set up, and we need the visual, I'll just say go to my website, go to the bottom of the website, click on the GoToWebinar or GoToMeeting button, and instantly they're connected. GoToWebinar is a pretty good thing to have, especially if you're a larger real estate team, because I guarantee your agents, multiple agents are going to use it. You may even think for a market center, you may want to have your own GoToWebinar account, and then let the agent schedule different trainings and other things that they want to host. Let me throw this idea out to you also. I personally think that the days of seminars, come into our office, we'll have a first-time home buyer seminar, downsizing seminar. Downsizing still works, but these younger buyers, I don't see them coming into the office like they used to 15 years ago when I started my career. Think about having a new home construction or a qualify for a loan, team up with a loan officer and start doing these videos. I didn't mention it on the questions I have here, but if you want to have interaction with maybe multiple guests on the webinar, I'm going to have to say in that case, among the free services, the social media videos, I'm going to have to give the edge to the Google Hangout on that, because you can have different people on the Google Hangout together. As of this time, you cannot do that on the Facebook. Facebook said that they're going to have that soon, but as of December 2016, they don't have that yet. So kind of a free conferencing software, Google Hangout, and you can limit who gets the invite and who sees that. Another good question came in on the Facebook Live. When I do a Facebook Live, this just happened last month. Facebook Live, I can pre-schedule something up to 7 days in advance. That produces a link that I can share through email or anyone that I want to invite to the Facebook Live. I can also do Facebook Live on my personal timeline or on any Facebook business page or in any Facebook group where I'm the admin. And that's a great thing too, because you may have a more of a private group. Maybe it's just real estate agents, or maybe you have a public business page, as most real estate agents do. You can produce personal timeline videos and Facebook business page and do these Facebook Lives inside of a private or open group. on Facebook. But still, GoToWebinar, it's the industry standard for live streaming, has been for a long time. There's a lot to be said for not doing just one, but also having GoToWebinar for more of the private meetings. Great question. What happens to the archives? Okay, when you do a Facebook Live, that same link, that same post turns into an archived video forever. You can take that video and you can embed it on your blog or your website. It's one of the neatest things. Some of the advanced things that you can do with the Facebook Live are, when I do a Facebook Live, I have it automatically programmed to create a blog post with that archive for me. I'm not going to cover that tip today, but as I complete that final chapter in fbcasting.com, go ahead and download the version today, and then I will have your email address to send you the updated copy to show you some of that more advanced Facebook Live technique of every Facebook Live automatically creating a blog post for you. Okay, the biggest frustration with Twitter and Periscope is you'd put all this time and effort into creating a video and then it would disappear within 24 hours. And that's the way it was for the first 3 years that Periscope and Twitter were out there. They fixed it this year where now your videos live forever on Periscope. So good news is if Twitter is your page and that's what you're promoting, those videos now live forever. With Google Hangout, similar to Facebook, when you do a Google Hangout, those videos now reside on your YouTube channel. And you can do whatever you want, just like any YouTube video. You can promote it, you can put it on a playlist on your Google channel, you can embed it and put it on a different website. So it also has that neat aspect of being able to produce or create some content that you have on your website because you did a live event with Google Hangouts. GoToWebinar has gotten really good, and this started about 6 months ago. I mentioned earlier that now if you're doing a similar format to what I'm doing on Facebook right now, where I'm showing my screen, I'm showing different things, but I got the video that's part of it, or maybe I'm interviewing someone else, so you got my video feed and someone else that I'm interviewing. Now on the archive, they put the video with the presentation. Prior to September of 2016, it was a nightmare to try to get those two together because I had to hack the system. But now it's just seamless. It adds the video to the archives. But you want to download, if you're not saving them to your computer, you want to be sure to download those archives within 30 days. Otherwise, they'll disappear forever. Unless, in the settings, you change the default and you save every recording to your computer. All right. Any other questions coming in, I'll answer on Facebook Live now, or I'll watch the archive of this. Let's get into which one is right for you. I have been a fan of Google since the very beginning, but my instincts are saying Facebook Live, put your eggs in that basket. The reason is because Facebook Live is running national commercials. They're on TV and they're showing everyone in America how to do Facebook Live. I also noticed recently when I'm on Facebook and I look at the top part of Facebook, if you can see my screen right there, notice they now have, next to notifications and status update, they have a play button. That play button is bringing visibility to all of your friends that do Facebook Live. So they've given a top level button just below the header where everyone, at the end of the day, you can look and see all your Facebook friends that did a live video. That tells me that Facebook really wants to drive traffic to the Facebook Live video. I think you would be really smart to start doing your first Facebook Live broadcast this month. Get good at it, get comfortable at it, get over your shyness. As we started this webinar today, 88% of consumers want to see more video when looking at real estate online. Yet only 12% of us as real estate agents are doing it. Get over your fear now. Practice when you got friends and family coming over for the holidays. Ask them to critique your videos. And if you download my book, one thing that we're going to start January 1st is a new Facebook video challenge. And what that is my challenge to you to create one Facebook video per day for the entire month of January. Make sure that you start practicing that. If you download my book, I'll have your email address. I'll message you with more details on the Facebook January 2017 challenge. All right, now Facebook Live versus Google. There's not much not to like about Facebook Live, but I do like how Google, if I'm doing a seminar, I can have a guest on there. Like I want to do a first time buyer seminar, I might want to have my favorite loan officer or my favorite home builder on the video with me, interviewing them, drawing an audience of young millennial buyers. Google Hangout has still got the advantage on that, but Facebook said, they announced about 3 months ago that they were planning to have dual broadcast where you can have two people on it. In my book, fbcasting.com, there is a workaround. If I wanted to do a Facebook Live but still interview someone, I could do a Skype call like you see on my screen and basically open up another window with whoever I'm talking to on Skype. Or maybe that replaces my own video because on Skype it's flipping between who's talking on the camera record. So there is a workaround, but Google Hangout already has that feature. So that's the one advantage I give to Google Hangout. Now, if you want to take it up a notch with Facebook Live, I already mentioned in my book, this is the software that you can use. It's free, works on PC, works on Mac, lets you do all the fancy things that you see that I'm doing with my screen right now. Let's go back to the White House. So I can do some pretty cool things, and on a future video I'll get in front of the green screen and show you more of how that works. But if I want to go to the highest level of Facebook streaming, it's free, and my free book shows you how to do it. Now if I want to go to the highest level of Google live streaming, I'm going to say you need to purchase Webinar Jam. That's the website, webinarjam.com, and it's a software that sits on top of the Google Hangout, and it has the registrations and the pre-going live notifications. But I was one of the first subscribers to that, and I think I have lifetime access to it. Now I think it's going to run, I want to say maybe $100 a month. So you got to look at that. Do I really want to spend $100 a month to really take Google Hangout to the next level? Again, I am biased, but Facebook Live is where I do all of my advertising. Facebook owns Instagram, so that's like 2 of the top 5 social media sites. Facebook Live has that audience, and I can turn a Facebook Live video into an advertised video promoted to a specific audience. I like Facebook Live, but Google Hangout's still a good one to at least be knowledgeable on, and maybe you want to use it if you are going to do a lot of interviews, but don't want to pay for something like a GoToWebinar. Periscope Twitter. Periscope frustrated me for 3 years because they would delete the videos after 24 hours, but I think it's worth looking at again. Periscope it's definitely a platform. If you have your followers there, obviously you're going to want to create videos. The thing that annoys me on Periscope is it's vertical videos and not horizontal. So what it means is it's basically the video is the shape of a phone, so it has a lot of wasted space. It's not showing a landscape view. I'm sure you can turn your camera differently, but for me, I want to see the full widescreen view that I get with the Facebook Live or a Google Hangout. But Periscope, if your audience resides on Twitter, that would be a reason to use Periscope. Now, the thing that I really like is that the GoPro camera, when paired with a smartphone, can actually do Periscope. So that's a unique thing. I like to do obstacle races, and you get muddy and you're running up hills and downhill and these crazy obstacles, and you're falling in the water. I think that would be really fun. Now, real estate application, probably not as much. But for some of those crazy adventures, jumping out of an airplane, I don't know if you get Wi-Fi up there, but that would be a fit for me. The GoPro camera paired with an iPhone and live streaming, you can't get that anywhere else yet. Facebook Live and Google Hangout, to my knowledge, right now I'm certain on Facebook Live, but Google Hangout, to my knowledge, will not pair with a GoPro camera. So that's kind of unique to Periscope and Twitter. And then GoToWebinar. If you're a trainer, this is a must-have in your toolkit. If you're a coach, you need to have GoToWebinar. You need to make it as easy as possible for someone to get in a video conference with you. It's going to greatly increase your business. If you're in a relocation niche, you need GoToWebinar. You just cannot build rapport over the phone and through email like video. I've heard statistics like 90% of all communication is nonverbal, that's where the camera comes in. You will build more rapport. GoToWebinar, as cheap as it is, I think it's something that every real estate team needs, and even every office, I would say. Office with 100 different agents, I'm sure they would get their money's worth. Spending $100 a month on something like that, and then let the agent sign up on when they want to host a GoToWebinar meeting, or have, scheduled out just like you would any training room in your office. All right, let's just recap. Recap here. Today I reviewed Facebook Live, Periscope on Twitter, Google Hangouts. Let me know what your favorite is and why. Try to change my opinion. But I'm saying right now, 2017, if you're only going to commit to one of these, do Facebook Live. Because through my trainings and what you can get even free from my book, fbcasting.com, that is the #1 social media platform. They also bought like the #4 social media platform, Instagram. It has the best advertising. I would put Facebook advertising against Google AdWords any day of the week, getting 3 times as much from Facebook. So it's paired with the #1 social media site, the #1 advertising. You can, with my book, I'm showing you how you can also do it from a desktop computer and not just from the mobile devices. And 1 billion people on Facebook, and they're about to open it up to another 2 to 3 billion when they open up China. It's just, if you deal with global relocations, Facebook is where you want to put your stock right now and your efforts. So just to recap, some free sources that I have for you. fbcasting.com, that's the book that I wrote that shows you how to do just what I'm doing right now. And all I ask for when you click, give me your email address, and that way when I have updates to the book, I can show you and send it to you automatically. Just a note, in 2017, I'm training in 20 different cities around the United States. So if you put your email address in there, when I go around and train Facebook to 20 different cities, I'll let you know what the schedule is. I also do offer a training course for Facebook advertising, and it's called fbsecretagent.com. grab my business card before I lose my voice. See if you can see that. fbsecretagent.com. And a big thank you to Maureen. She has done this consistently every December, I think for 4 years now. The 21 Days of Christmas. So for anyone who's interested in my training, because of the 21 days or 21 videos of Christmas that Maureen does, if you type in Christmas, if you do want to purchase my advertising course, and I do weekly webinars on how to do the most important things to set up in Facebook advertising for real estate agents, we'll knock $100 off that price, thanks to Maureen. So if you do become a member and you click on lifetime access, just go in there and there's a place for a coupon code and type Christmas, and I will leave that code up through the end of the year, and that will knock $100 off that price. So thank you. Have a Merry Christmas, and if you download my book, I'm going to let you know when that Facebook video challenge starts January 1st. I'll give you full instructions on that. But commit in January to creating whatever platform you're going to use. One video per day. You're going to become better. You will be your own worst critic. You'll become more comfortable on video. And according to NAR, 88% of consumers in real estate want to see more video. So thanks for tuning in. And hopefully I'll see you on a future training or Facebook Live. Thanks, everyone.
So that was a great comparison of these tools, and I'm really excited to try them out. I'm going to be doing the challenge. It's the video challenge in January, and I hope those of you interested in this tool for your business will join us. So here's some information that John shared during this this presentation. First, the Facebook casting. It's a book that he has on live videos, so you can go there and download that book. Also, he has some information on how to reduce the shakiness of the videos when you're filming. Facebook Secret Agent, that's a group that John has for training. I'm a member of that group too. And he has a coupon code, Christmas, for $100 off. So if you're interested in his ongoing Facebook Secret Agent training, that would be a great thing at this point to get that $100 off. And then he has the Facebook 30-day video challenge coming up. So when you download the book, then he will have your information to be able to send you what you need to know about becoming part of that January video challenge. All right, that's great. I hope you have a great year. I hope these videos help this year. And we'll try to be more vigilant about posting more regularly rather than just in December. All right, have a great New Year's, and we will see you next year.